Well, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Amazing Seller Podcast. This is episode number 743. My name is Scott Volker, and I'm here to help you build a future-proof business so you can create your ultimate freedom. But you have to, there's always a but, you have to take the information from this show and take action, and you can become the amazing seller of your life. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's do this. All right, guys. Well, I'm ready to dive in today. And if you've been listening this past week and the week before, you've probably been hearing me talk a lot about, well, this new project that we have going. And actually tomorrow is the big day, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But we've been talking a lot about brand building even more now than ever. And today in this episode, I'm going to be covering the 3-step brand growth validation process in detail. And I'm going to give you access to a download, to a checklist. I've also created a video that walks you through this process. All right. And again, this is something that we are doing to help you understand if your market can even do this, if you can even do this in your market, in your brand. All right. And then this way here, you understand what it will take. And you'll also probably, most likely, discover some sub niches, maybe even some different products, or even just different avenues that you can monetize this traffic. Hopefully that will be the case. Now, I posted an episode a few episodes back. It was 741, and the title of it was The Big Divide. And that has gotten such a huge response. I did a video on it as well, and I'll give you the link to that in a minute. But I got so much great feedback. I actually got one Facebook message from a guy who said, Scott, I heard you talk about this Brand Creators Academy thing. Count me in. I'm a 7-figure plus business, and all of my sales, all of my traffic comes from Amazon, and I see the writing on the wall. So I am in. I am going to be one of your 100 founding members here when you open up on October 29th. And that's also what I want to talk about here in a minute. But he is someone that is doing really well, but he sees the writing on the wall. And this is for so many different businesses out there. I know it. And I looked at his brand, because when he messaged me, I could see, his brand was in his name. So I went and I looked at it, and oh my gosh, this guy is going to benefit so much from what we're about to do here, because I went through this 3-step brand growth validation process in his brand, and all the boxes checked yes. Now, like I said, I'm going to give you a free resource you can go and check out, no matter if you join Brand Creators Academy or not. This will be up there so you can go ahead and have access to it, because I want this to be there even if we are not allowing new members into the academy, because it's so valuable. All right. And that's what I'm going to be covering here in this session here in the podcast. All right. But like I said, there is some big news that's happening, and tomorrow we are opening up, depending on when you're listening to this, by the way, October 29th at 9 a.m., we are going to be opening up the doors to our brand new Brand Creators Academy, where we're going to welcome 100 founding members. And again, that is going to be where we're going to really be peeling back the curtain, lifting up the hood, so you can see exactly what we're going to be doing to build out a brand from scratch. And we're going to be showing up twice a month to do office hours, and we're going to be peeking under the hood of other members and spotlighting them. And it is just going to be a very, very active and engaged group. Accountability, all of that stuff is going to be inside of Brand Creators Academy. This was a vision I had after we did Brand Accelerator Live. And now, actually tomorrow, it's coming to life. And I am super, super excited. I've had a bunch of people reach out to me and say, Scott, I'm in. And I've already looked at their brands, and it's just, again, it's the right people. And I noticed that at Brand Accelerator Live, our event, that all those people that were there, they are the people. They are the people that I want to work with. And this academy is going to be an extension of that. And really, Brand Accelerator Live is going to be like, it's going to be like the Super Bowl of brand creators. So it's just, I've got this amazing vision, and I can't wait for everything here to kick off tomorrow. So if you're interested, number one, you're going to want to jump on the wait list if it's before the 29th. And whether it's whether it is or not, go here anyway, because you're going to be able to download this guide that I put together. And then also you're going to be able to watch the video of me walking through 2 live examples. And these examples really demonstrate what you have to do when you're going through this process and kind of how I look at things. So again, you're going to want to definitely go there. You can find that by heading over to brandcreators.com. brandcreators.com, and that will bring you over to that page where you'll have that video, the download, and then from there, if we are open or if we are accepting people into the academy, if there's a wait list, jump on that, and this way here you'll be notified when we do open it again. But if you're listening to this on the 28th, well, the 29th, tomorrow, we open. So definitely would love to have you if you're interested in building a brand and actually going through this process right along with me and my team. All right, so today's episode, let's dig in. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this guide. It's actually a PDF that I put together, but I'm going to go through this and really walk you through what it looks like and what you need to do. Okay, so first off, you need to ask yourself this question. Okay, who is your niche market? Okay, and I say niche market because a lot of people don't even realize that their product is serving a market. And if it's not, well, we need to fix that. So who is your niche market? Who is it? Example would be bass fishing, dog training, wood carving, homeschooling, childcare, model train, meditation, rock climbing, keto diet, etc. Okay. Now, the next question that I want you to fill in the blank here for is this: can you niche down and find sub niches? All right. An example would be meditation for depression or anxiety or kids or sleep. All right. Fishing would be bass fishing, kayak bass fishing, keto diet for women or men or women over 40. That's what we classify as niching down. Okay. It's a sub niche inside of the main niche. The cool thing about this is a lot of times you can create content easier for these niches and get it ranked in Google so you get traffic. You can also target these people and really have a clear message on how you can help them or the products that can serve them a lot easier, because now it's not for everyone. But the other cool thing is you can also come out of that. So if you're serving women that are over 40 in keto diet, you can also serve women probably later that are in their 30s, right? Because it's a lot of the principles are going to apply. The other thing is then you can go out of the women department and go right into keto diet for kids, keto diet for men over 40, whatever. You see where I'm going with this, right? But keto diet would be the thing. And then if you wanted to lift outside of that, it would just be in, health and weight loss, right? So that's how that would work. So again, this is on this checklist. I strongly recommend that you go to brandcreators.com and you grab yourself this, because this way you can print it out. It's not that long. It's 3 pages. It looks pretty though. I did a nice job with the design on this, and it's pretty nice. So you ought to check it out. So step 1 is identify your market. Who is your niche market? And then I give you some examples, and then can you niche it down, and then fill in the blanks. Try to come up with at least 3. All right. So moving along here, little tip. All right. When you are on Google, all right, you're going to want to do a search, and you're going to want to add for, okay, FOR after your keyword. So an example would be if you did wood carving for, you would let it fill in the blanks, right? So again, example going into keto. If you said keto diet for, and then it would say women over 40 or kids or teenagers, right? So what it's doing is it's helping you come up with those sub niches, all right? And you're going to notice that there's going to be a lot of different sub niches, and some will work and some won't work, but it's going to open up your eyes very easily. Like literally you can do that right now, depending if you're on your computer or not, and you can just go to Google and type in your niche, right? And then from there, you can go ahead and start to see some of those sub niches. Again, it's so important to get clarity on your market and those sub niches and those sub areas that you can really drill down into. All right. A lot of people don't realize how powerful that really truly is. And when we go to build out a brand, when we start talking about building content so we can get traffic, or we can build a special download like I did here for you, right? You can call it out for what you are helping them with, or that is going to give them a resource. And I've said this before, guys, you really want to think about your brand as a resource in your market or your niche. All right. How do you become the ultimate resource? And that resource means, yes, selling products that help them, but it also means educating them or answering questions for them. Okay. So again, step 2 is validating your market potential is what we want to do here. All right. So step 2, validate your market potential. And what this means is research that your market has traffic potential from search content. If you just did that last exercise and you're having a tough time coming up with something, you might need to pivot. You might need to rethink what market you're actually in or the sub-market that you're in. All right. So by doing this research, you're validating that there's traffic potential. We want traffic potential because then once we get into the monetization side of things, we know that we can probably turn that into money. All right. So again, what you're going to want to do is use Google, do a keyword search in your market niche. All right. And then see what type of traffic that you think they're having. Now I'm going to give you a tool here, a free tool that you can actually do this and it'll tell you projections. It'll give you ideas or estimates of what the traffic is. And these, again, I just look at this as a way for me to kind of say, oh, there is some traffic coming in there. So again, an example would be if we did meditation music, or meditation for beginners, or meditation for stress, or meditation for sleep, meditation for healing. So if I took those, right, and I did a search, all right, and am I seeing other content that's being published on it? And if I am, I want to start making a note of like what is being published that's getting traffic. And now if I want to see the type of traffic that I could possibly expect, I want to use a tool. Now there's a bunch of different tools out there. Neil Patel, he's like the godfather of SEO, search engine optimization, by the way. And he's brilliant because he's got a free tool and it's called Uber Suggest. Again, I'll drop everything in the links or in the show notes in this episode, but also I have this in the report. So if you go into this guide that I created for you, this link will be there and you can just click on it. And I'm not an affiliate for it because it doesn't even have an affiliate program, which I don't care. I just want you to get the tool because it's really useful when you're at this stage. All right. And what you'll do is you'll take that tool and then you'll type in your keyword like meditation music, or maybe it's meditation for beginners, right? Just one keyword, or you might just want to put in meditation and then let it come back with some ideas and also some traffic estimates. All right. But you want to spend some time here looking at the traffic potential and suggestions for other sub niches. To me, it's so worth your time to sit down and go through this process, right? I've said this so much in the past. I feel like people are going to get tired of me for saying it, but I need to say it. You need to dedicate time to do this type of work, right? Because this way here, it sets you up to work more productively when you are sitting down with that time that you've allowed for, right? So right now, if what you're doing is just trying to validate all of these things, this is time well spent. Trust me. All right. So spend the time and look here at the traffic potential and suggestions for other sub niches. Start making notes. I've got spots in here you can write things down in this PDF that you download, or you grab a notepad. All right. And then the other thing you want to do is head over to YouTube and do a search for content being published using the same keywords. All right. And then this way here, you get another idea by looking at other videos. All right. Now, one little thing that I like to do is, and I show this in the example. So again, I'm going to give you like a real live example, actually 2 examples of me going through this process with 2 markets that I've never shared before in an example. So you're definitely going to want to watch that video. Again, brandcreators.com will take you there. And again, let me just remind you, this is what I'm talking about. We're going to be talking about this in Brand Creators Academy, and I'm going to be showing you a niche market that I found, how I found it. And I'm going to show you how I'm building it, what I plan to do in the future, how I plan on building the list, the lead magnets, the follow-up, potential products, traffic, monetization, all of that. Everything's going to be exposed inside of Brand Creators Academy. Like that's going to be my main focus to really show you guys exactly what's happening inside of there. But whether you join or not, grab this overview of me digging deep into these 2 examples, showing you how this process works. All right. So brandcreators.com will take you there. All right. So use YouTube. Now, like I said, one little tip here. Okay. If you go to YouTube and you type in your search and you find a video and it says it's got 350,000 views, you're like, okay, it's got traffic. But now the next thing I want to do is I want to go and click on that. And then I want to go into the channel name, okay, that has published this. Number one, I want to see a couple of different things. Number one, I want to see how many subscribers do they have. if they have a video with 350,000 and they only have 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers, well, that video must be getting some traffic externally, right? Or even just on that platform, right? Without them having a big channel. If they had a massive channel of 1 million subscribers, then I'd be like, well, yeah, that's their subscribers watching that video. But what this tells me, and a lot of times this is the case, you'll see a channel might only have 500 subscribers and they have a video that did 100,000. You're like, okay, it's clearly being searched for, right? Without you even using a tool. It's right there in front of you. The other cool thing that I do, and I actually show this in the example in that video, is I will then go and search. I will use the filter inside of YouTube. And from there, I will filter it for the most popular videos that they have had views on, right? So this will tell me what has resonated with their market. And then it'll also show me how old the videos are. And also it'll show me how frequently they are posting. All right. So sometimes you'll find that someone only posted 5 videos and one of them took off and the other 3 didn't. But it also goes to show you that if you publish more content, you probably would get more traffic, right? Pretty common sense there, right? Pretty much. All right. So spend a little bit of time there on YouTube doing that. All we're looking for is the traffic potential. Again, traffic potential. If you do this and you're not finding much, and actually in the one example that I share inside of that video training, there's one example, the second example, it was a little bit harder to find that sub niche. And when I did, it was a little bit harder to validate if there was enough traffic that if I would want to post stuff there on YouTube. Now on Google and doing written content, yeah. But the traffic side on YouTube, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to do a little bit more digging. But you'll see exactly how I arrived at that conclusion. All right. So definitely do that. And I got an example here that I wrote down inside of this PDF where it says wood carving for beginners. So by me just typing in wood carving it populated beginners, right? So then I would go there and then I would see the video, what videos are posting, how many views they have, the channel, the size of the channel, how frequently they're posting. And then I could see what other topics wood carving people are looking for. So again, all I'm doing is validating this. I'm just validating that my market will allow me to create content inside of this market to then bring over traffic. All right. So now moving on to step 3, this is the validation of the monetization potential. Okay. This is where we validate monetization potential. So the first way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to go over to our friend Amazon and I am going to search using your keyword or product types. All right. So it could be woodworking and then you're going to see what comes up for woodworking. Or it might be a chisel because you know that a wood chisel is used for wood carving, right? So all I'm doing here is I'm seeing what types of products, how well they're selling by even just looking at the BSR. I don't even have to, pull up a tool if I don't want to. If I want to use a tool, I can, and which I would once I validated it at the surface level, that I could do that. But here's the other thing I want you to start thinking about. Whether you're going to launch that product or not, you can still sell those products. Here's what I mean. You can become an Amazon associate, which is basically an affiliate for any product that's listed on Amazon. All you have to do is sign up for an Amazon Associates account. You're going to make between 4 and 8% commission, depending on the category. Again, that's the time of recording this. That's what they're paying out. Now, again, that might not sound like a lot, right? 4 or 8%. But let me just give you an example here. Let's say that I'm going to sell in the kayak bass fishing world, right? And I'm going to sell gear. And I might be able to launch that gear, right? I might be able to do that, right? But what if I wanted to do the top 5 kayaks for bass fishing? Well, I don't necessarily want to source and store and go through the whole logistics of a big kayak, right? But why wouldn't I want to sell that? So there's one I pulled up here. It sells for $1,795. Now that's a pretty expensive kayak. I bought a couple of kayaks for the lake house, paid about $400 to $500 a piece. So they do range, but this one here is selling for $1,795. Obviously these people want a premium kayak. Okay. Now on that kayak, if that was one that you reviewed on your blog because it's related to kayak bass fishing and someone clicks on that and they go over and they buy that kayak, at only 4% commission, you'd make $71.80 clean. You didn't have to source it. You didn't have to put any inventory in stock. None of that stuff. You make $71.80. Okay. Now, if we were to push that up to the 8% side, $143.60 you would make in a commission. So does that make it a little bit more attractive for you to say, Scott, this monetizing, content and email lists and all of this stuff, it's starting to sound a little bit sexier to me, right? Because this is what I'm talking about. You guys have heard me talk about Alex from Travel Fashion Girl, right? She started her business just publishing content in the travel world. And then she started to sell product through her affiliate links and her associates account. And then after about 4 or 5 years, she says, you know what? I'm selling a lot of these packing cubes and I'm only making 4 or 8% on a $50 product. Maybe I should make my own. And then all I got to do is just redirect that traffic over to my listing. Well, guess what? She did. And she pre-sold through her list. But then after that, she's consistently selling, as many as she was selling before. But now she's making, instead of 4 or 8%, she's making anywhere between 30 and 40%. Right? Just from flipping out that product. So there's so much that you can do, but I want you guys to understand there's so much power in that. And the other thing is when you're first starting, you might be like, oh, I'm banking everything on that one product. I'm banking everything on that one product. You don't have to. You can start here if you want to. A little bit slower of a growth road, right? But it's okay. Now, if you're already selling and you're maybe a 6 or a 7-figure brand right now, why not add this component to it? Right? Like the guy that messaged me that said, Scott, I'm doing really good on Amazon, but I see the writing on the wall. I need to do that other stuff. Number one, so I can diversify my revenue, diversify my traffic, and I can create a future-proof business that's not just relying on one channel, right? So hopefully that gets you excited about that one example. So that's what I would do, right? You're also looking for potential products you could private label down the line. Like I said, you might not do that kayak, but you might do the kayak. Maybe it's the roof rack system, or maybe it's the paddle, or maybe it's the attachment that goes on there for your fishing pole. Those are all potential products, but you can still, again, write about them or publish them on YouTube or find a way to talk about that in an email, whatever, right? You have a way to communicate this to your market if you know your market, all right? So the other thing I want you to do at this point is I want you to explore websites that are in your market and see what they are offering and if they are running ads currently. So a good way to tell is, and you guys have all seen this, you go to a website and then you will see a little ad on the right-hand side, or maybe it's in the middle of the content. You'll see it. It says ads in there. It's very small, but you'll see it. That's generally Mediavine or AdThrive, sometimes AdSense. But that tells me that they're monetizing the traffic. So again, I look for that and I'm like, okay, it looks like there's advertisers willing to pay to be in that spot, okay, or in this network. All right. So I want to explore websites for that. And the funny thing is when I was exploring this one website in that example that I talked about, which you can find over at brandcreators.com if you skip ahead here and you didn't catch the beginning. That's where I actually go through and I show you step by step on how to go through this process that I'm walking through with you right now. But as I was going through this website, all of a sudden this pop-up came on the page and it asked me for my name and email address to download this PDF. That was a helpful guide for them, just like this one is here for you, right? And what it does is it gets people to raise their hand with their email address. You give them something of value. And now when they jump on your email list, we know that they are our ideal customer or potential customer, or just someone that's willing to consume our content. All right. So again, it was funny when I was going through that example, that happened. I was like, it couldn't happen any more perfect. I didn't even plan that. It just happened. All right. So again, pay attention on their website. Okay. And also, like what happened to me, pay attention if they're collecting emails. And if they are, make sure you know what they're offering. And then make sure you sign up for that. Make sure that you sign up for that email list and see the follow-up, and then start looking at their model. What are they doing? How are they offering things? Are they even following up? You might do that. I've done this a lot. You put your name and email address in, and then all of a sudden it comes up this boring or default thank you page. It says by A. Weber. It might say, thanks for subscribing. Check your email, like something like that. Why not have a really cool thank you page that thanks them, but then also gives them something that they can consume right there. Again, these are things that I'm going to be sharing inside of Brand Creators Academy because that's what we've been doing and it works really, really well. Why waste that opportunity? And then the follow-up is so important, so important. So another example of this is if you sign up to be on our newsletter tips list, that one there is less effective. That one there to me is like, if you don't have anything else to offer that, right? But that one there's like the least attractive because yes, someone wants to maybe sign up, but it's not as desirable as something that they're going to get like 5 bass tips that will help you win your next tournament. Like that one there gets my attention, right? You want something specific to call that out and you can test different offers, but last resort, newsletter, fine. Okay. But at this point, you should have a really good idea after going through this process, if this market even has potential to get traffic, if you can monetize it through multiple ways, you should have a really, really good idea. All right. So again, just to recap, really simple. It's not hard. Okay. Step 1, identify the market, and then also establish those sub niches that I talked about. And then step 2 is validate your market has potential as far as traffic goes. All right. And then go through that process. And then step 3 is validate the monetization potential. Okay. And then if all of those things check out, then you're good. Then we just got to dig in deeper in each of those categories. And we're going to start by drilling down. And then from there, figuring out what types of content can get their attention. And then how do we build that email list? And one of the ways that we always start by building the email list, which in this brand that I'm going to be sharing with you, the market and the niche inside of Brand Creators Academy, we haven't yet started building that list. I'm waiting because I want to show people how I'm going to get the idea to run the contest. We're going to start with a contest as we always do. And then we're going to drive traffic to the contest, build that list. And then once we build the list, we're going to start emailing them some of our blog content, some of our helpful articles. We're going to start asking questions. And then we're going to document that process as well. But that's the process, guys. It's not that difficult once you go through this, but you have to validate that you can even do this. Once you do, the other cool thing is you've built a skill set. This is something that you're going to be able to use time and time and time again. It doesn't go outdated, guys. This is pretty much, universal and it will not go away. Channels will go away, different strategies will go away, but these 3 core things will not go away. We need to know these. We need to understand these in any market. And again, people are in a market because they're interested in something or they want to solve a problem. And you just like meditation could be for someone that's suffering depression. So that's a big problem that if you can help someone with on a regular basis, they're going to be a fan and you're going to be doing something good. You're going to be serving to that market in a great positive way. All right. So just keep that stuff in mind. All right. So that's a recap on that. Now, I did want to let you guys know again, tomorrow, depending on when you're listening to this, October 29th, which is a Tuesday at 9 a.m., we are going to be opening Brand Creators Academy, and we're going to be accepting and welcoming 100 founding members on this open. Once we do that, we're going to be closing. And whether we do that or not, on November 7th, we're closing the doors regardless. And we're going to be focusing on all of our members inside of Brand Creators Academy. This is truly where I'm going to be spending most of my time is really with Brand Creators Academy, Brand Accelerator Live, which will be our once a year event. And then I'm also going to be doing these 2-day workshops. They're going to be really a high level, but really a deep dive and a very intimate, it's going to be a small group. I haven't announced anything about that yet, but they are going to be coming. Super excited about that. That's what I'm going to be focusing on. And also building these brands inside of Brand Creators Academy is also part of my strategy for me creating these pieces of property, these pieces of real estate that can bring in some money into my world. All right. So this way here, I can build out a piece of real estate and maybe I can also document the process from going from nothing to something and then selling it. That would be cool. So again, that's the behind the scenes of the reason why I'm doing this. I want to help a lot of people. I want to help the right people, the people that were at Brand Accelerator Live, those types of people. They get it. That's what they're doing. They're not just looking for the quick buck. They're looking to create a brand and really learning the process. So again, if you're interested, brandcreators.com. No matter when you hear this, you can go there and you can watch these videos. You can download this guide. And from there, if you are interested, you can join the wait list and we will let you know when we open the doors to Brand Creators Academy, which I am so excited for. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, remember, I'm here for you. I believe in you and I am rooting for you. But you have to, come on, say it with me, say it loud, say it proud, take action. Have an awesome, amazing day. I'll see you right back here on the next